Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of the WT Coaches Show. I'm your host Zach Barnes, and kicking us off this week, of course, is once again Coach Mike Nesbitt. Coach, how are you?
Doing great, Zach. How are you?
Doing well, Coach. One of the common themes that we've been hearing over the past couple weeks is there's still a lot of football left. Even after a loss to Texas A&M Commerce, the season's definitely not over. You still have at least 4 more games to play. There's a lot of things that can happen.
Well, there really is. You're still looking at a 4-game stretch and 2 regular seasons, and then you got to try to set yourself up to get in the playoff and just kind of see where you're ranked at the end of that.
Well, and then coming up on Saturday, you guys are actually going to head up to Kingsville Thursday. It's a long road trip, but you'll play them on Saturday. And they played a really close game to Angelo State. What are things that you're looking at Kingsville to try and get past them?
Well, the big thing is you see a Kingsville team that's really improved. They're still rotating the quarterback position and playing multiple guys there, but they played a lot of tailbacks, a lot of wide receivers this year, and very multiple formations, a ton of formations. I mean, they're running, our defensive wall is full of formations and scripts right now of everything they're doing, but they're really productive. Their receiver core is playing really well, and defensively, they've got a defense that's flying around all over the place, multiple fronts, a lot of one-high coverage, press, safety, no-help type stuff. And so we're going to really see a real physical group, and our outside receivers are going to have to play real well this week. We're going to have to get off some press coverage and control their front because of just the different fronts and blitzes they're running right now.
Well, and then kind of another one of the common themes this year for you guys has been it's been just one tough game after another one after another, and this one's only your second game where you're not playing a ranked opponent. And even then, the one before that, that team was getting votes, and that was Tarleton at the time. And so what's kind of one of the things that you're trying to get through to your players to be like, this is still going to be a tough game just because they're not ranked. This is still going to be tough.
Well, the thing that you can see on tape is the improvement. They've taken Angelo State right down to the wire, Tarleton State right down to the wire. 1 or 2 plays either way, they've probably beaten Angelo, beaten Tarleton, and so they're a team that's very competitive. And the new coaching staff down there has done a great job with their kids. You can see their players have really bought into the new system offensively and defensively and special teams. So this is going to be one of those ones where it's going to be a tough road trip. One's just staying focused, the time on the road and on the bus, and being down there in Corpus for a couple days, and just kind of getting ourselves acclimated. But the big thing is just understand this is a team that's really improved, and they're ready to take a next step. So we're going to have to really get after it.
Well, Coach, we'd like to thank you for joining us this week, and good luck on Saturday.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
And folks, you can catch live stats and live streaming of that game on goletsgo.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the WT Coaches Show. Up next for us is Coach Jason Skoch. Coach, how are you?
Doing good.
Well, Coach, last night you guys took a 3-0 sweep to Wayland Baptist. What were some things that you saw there that you can use to move forward?
Well, the game was it was interesting because we've had a lot of good battles with their team, Wayland Baptist, and their coach Jim Josh Kamatzi, and so basically it was interesting talking to him before and after the game. Is our kids sort of seem to be having the same issues, trying to figure out who we are and playing consistent. So there were some things, like I think we had a lull at the end when we could have finished big, but we couldn't have had the spread we had if we weren't more focused from the start. So the good thing is the girls are starting stronger because that's what we've been working on, is starting strong. And so now we need to learn the girls need to learn how to sustain it and then finish strong.
And up next for you guys, you've got a 3-game road streak. You got Texas Women's, Texas A&M Commerce, and Cameron all on the road, one kind of right after the other.
Yeah, so I was talking to one of the coaches that we're about to play, and he's like, "Man, you guys are rising and we're struggling." I'm like, "Well, he had to go play the top 3 team or four matches in a row. We're 1 through 4 in the conference, and our conference is having a very good year, and so I was like, you need to play them on the road, so." Don't beat yourself up too much, right? So we're doing the same thing. TWU's having a really good year. Commerce is their record. I guess you would say like us. Like our record doesn't show like we're still developing and trying to make something out of this year. And then Cameron. This is what we do every year. The way the conference does a schedule, they have us play Cameron last because of all the issues any conference has about making a schedule. So they're last, and then what they do is all they do is flip the schedule to play the second half. So we always play Cameron like within 7 to 10 days from each other every year, and it's dangerous because Cameron, I mentioned this before, like Eastern, there are certain teams in this conference that abnormally play. There's a massive difference in how they play at home and away. So Cameron didn't give us their best shot here, and so now we got to tell the girls we better be ready for a different Cameron. But I don't think that'll be such an issue because we'll have just played two really good teams. So I think that'll help.
And then you guys are almost towards the final stretch. It's your last stretch of kind of conference games, and then you have that last tournament to end the season. What are you telling the girls to stay focused?
So just, we had a couple more kids out yesterday because of just some illnesses, and so our message to them is, we've been faced with a ton of challenges, and we're actually getting better than we were at the beginning of the year. So our thing is more just like, don't look at these as disappointments or and easier said than done, of course, but our message is like, look at these as challenges, and if we keep developing and we pull off something special at the end of the year, when everybody knows our story, when we sit there and when we have our banquet in spring, and people know exactly what's been going on, it'll just make it that much sweeter. So our thing is just like, every time we get a challenge, I just want to see from them that another player goes, all right, showtime for me. I need to help the team.
Yeah. Well, Coach, thanks for joining us this week, and good luck.
Thank you.
On those games on the road. Folks, you can catch live streaming and live stats of those games on GoBuffsGo.com. Again, for the WT Sports Network, I'm Zach Barnes, and we'll see you next week.